Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the first Presbyterian Homes and Services Ask Us Anything webinar. In this webinar, we will provide you with a more intimate view into our culture and wide range of careers. We're happy to have you here with us, and we're thrilled to dive deep into what it's like to be a member of the PHS community with four amazing colleagues of mine. First, I want to remind everyone that we are hiring. Opportunities are available from across Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa, and our corporate office, as well as our 60+ communities at multiple levels. By registering today, you are now a member of our talent network, so welcome. After the session, you will get a follow-up email from us, not only with a recording of the event, but also with a link to apply to our openings on our career site. So with that, let's dive in. Here's what you can expect for the next 45 minutes. We will start off with getting to know our panelists better. Then we'll spend the majority of our time having the discussion and hearing their stories and why they choose PHS. And then we'll wrap up with live audience Q&A. I encourage you to follow along the conversation and use the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen, and we'll do our best to get as many questions as possible during the Q&A time at the end. So let's get started. Welcome again, everyone. My name is Johanna Fenton, and I will be your host today. Along with me online is Jenny Lieski. She is our Director of Marketing and Communications, and she will be facilitating your questions during the Q&A time. I also have three successful team members who have rich experiences representing a variety of career roles, from nursing and spiritual care to sales and community services. A big welcome to our panelists today. Thanks so much for being here. We're going to kick things off with an introduction, and I'll start. I have been with PHS for 4 years now. I've been focusing on writing inspirational stories for staff and our online audience. Prior to becoming a communications specialist, I was a resident assistant and a CNA at a PHS community. And you can see in the photos here, I actually went through CNA training with PHS. That's the certificate holding. And prior to that portion of my career, I was in 15 years in ministry with Wycliffe Bible Translators. And prior to that, I graduated from Bethel University in St. Paul. So today I support the PHS team at our corporate office in Roseville, Minnesota. I chose PHS because I'm passionate about my Christian faith and helping people. And I'm so glad PHS gives me the opportunities to spotlight the really inspirational stories that are happening across our 60 communities. My favorite moments of the day are planning stories and interviewing staff, residents, family members, and volunteers. Outside of work, I love my 2 kids, and my hobby is playing classical guitar. So thank you for giving me a few minutes to talk about myself. And now I want to toss it over to Vince.
Well, thank you, Joanna. Yes, my name is Vince, and I have been with PHS for 9 years now, focusing on pastoral services. Prior to becoming a campus pastor, I was with the engineering or the maintenance department of Milpand. And I was an ordained priest. I was an ordained minister in the Philippines before coming here in the US. My family and I are a product of the partnership between Press Homes and the INR, the International Nurse Recruitment Program. And we came here in 2007. I support the PHS team at Milpand here in Ankeny, Iowa. Now I chose PHS because, like Joanna, I am passionate about my Christian faith as well. And I am so thankful that PHS gives me the opportunity to continue to respond to my calling as an ordained minister. My favorite moments of the day are visiting with residents, listening to their rich life stories, and just being able to pray with them. I cherish those moments when I can be part of their faith journey, in which my own personal faith journey is enriched immensely as well. I am very thankful for the opportunity to work with other staff in the different departments, for almost always it is from them that I get recommendations on who needs pastoral visitation. So again, with that, I am so thankful. Yeah, so thank you for giving me a few minutes to talk about myself. And now I want to toss it over to Avery.
Great. Yeah. Thank you, Vince. For those of you that don't know, my name is Avery. I've been with PHS on and off for about 9 years, but since graduating from the University of Minnesota, I've been with Optage Meals now for about 4 years. In my current role, I'm focusing on growing our home and community-based services home delivered meal program, and more broadly, just trying to work to solve the problems of food insecurity in our state. Prior to becoming the provider relations representative for Optage Meals, I worked as an intake assistant for Optage Meals. And then I also was over at Boltwell's Landing in Oak Park Heights, where I worked as a server and a receptionist. Today, I support Optage Meals and also some of the Presbyterian Homes sites that we deliver food to. I chose PHS because I enjoy serving others and I require a meaning behind the work that I do. And when you work at Press Homes, you really do have a deep meaning. My favorite moments of the day are just hearing the stories of people that we helped, and then just trying to connect and find new people that our services might be able to help. Thanks for that. And I will pass it over to Kim.
Oh, and sorry, we did have one nurse who was unable to join us today, but yes, please, Kim, go ahead.
Sure. Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I've been with PHS for 2 years now, and I focus on meeting with families and helping them to find new homes, really creating opportunities to share Maranatha's story. Prior to that, prior to becoming a housing counselor, I was in the advertising, marketing, communication industry for several years. I won't say how many, but I worked for a national department store. I bet you can guess by seeing my screen. That was my dream as a child and in college. I worked for a private university and a North American financial organization, so a lot in the corporate world. But when my kids moved away to college, and my mother, who lives in North Dakota, that's her picture right there, needed a little more care, I started looking for an assisted living community for her. And that really started my next career chapter, because I wanted to be able to help other people with what I learned. It was interesting and meaningful to me. I support the PHS team here in Maranatha. We're in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, and that's where Avery is. So sorry to, or excuse me, not Avery, our other partner that we're missing today. He works here with me. But I chose PHS because it had this great reputation, and that was important to me. I wanted to work for organizations that represented the values that I had and had that Christian focus. And this was the right place for me. It's important in marketing and advertising for me to work with an organization that is honest and ethical and has those values. So Presbyterian Homes was the right fit for me. I'm glad that I work here at PHS, and I really appreciate the reasonable work hours and flexibility. There's time for my life and interests and my family, and that's important to me. My favorite moment of the day is really walking in the morning in the building and visiting with our residents. It takes a couple minutes for me to get to my office because everyone has a story that they want to share. I can't think of a better way to start the day at a job. So thank you so much for inviting me to be on the panel and to help answer any of the questions that you all may have.
Excellent. Well, thank you all to all of you. It was great getting to know our all-star panelists. Now let's learn more about their experiences and gain exclusive insight into what are all the ways you contribute to enriching the lives of older adults and how each of you feels enriched by the PHS culture. So with that, let's jump into the first question. At PHS, our mission is to enrich the lives and touch the hearts of older adults. Often as staff, we find our lives are enriched as well. Avery, this first question is for you. What's the best thing that happened to you at work last week, or the best thing that happened at work ever?
Yes, so I'm going to answer kind of the best thing that's happened ever, which was kind of hard for me to think about. I guess my broad answer would just kind of be the whole journey. So kind of starting out as a server and then being able to kind of work my way up to be on like the corporate level now. So if I had to pick one thing, the very best thing would be getting the position that I'm in right now. And that's just for a couple of reasons. So after working in intake for a couple of years, I was just kind of looking for something else. And I had expressed that with my director, Jillian. And she went ahead and said, you know, we really want to keep you on Optage meals. Why don't we look into creating a position where you're kind of working more with case management side of stuff. Let's really look into growth and sales and marketing and things like that. So I think for someone to kind of trust me and to create a position for me that had never existed before, that just shows a ton of trust. And that's a company that I want to work in. And it's a company that I want to give my very best to, just because, you know, they've demonstrated to me that they want me here. They're going to create a brand new role for me. So I think that's just an amazing thing. And I don't know how many companies would be willing to pour a bunch of resources into a brand new role just to have someone kind of stay on. And that's just something that I'll be forever thankful for. So.
Well, thank you, Avery. Yeah, you mentioned your career growth journey, and that's a story that is shared by many employees at PHS. We have a strong track record of helping employees grow in their careers. So, Kim, how would you answer the question?
Well, the best thing really that happened would be, it really was an incredible moment for me because as a housing counselor, I thought my job was to make our residents happy. But it turns out they're making me happy too. So one day I just woke up and I was feeling kind of blue and sad and trying to shake it. I turned on some country music on the radio, which I'm not a fan of, but I thought there might be something that would be cheery. But that wasn't working either. So when I got to work, I walked in the door and one of my residents was just sitting right outside my office. And he looked a little blue too. And so I said, hey, what's going on? How was your night? And he informed me that he had had a fall. Falls are something you never want to hear about. You don't want ever to happen to your friends and especially the people that live here with us. So rather than commiserating, I just looked at him and I said, okay, let's come up with 3 things that can make us happy today. And so together we talked and we imagined the beautiful sunshine and the fact that he's getting healthier and stronger today and that we could make a difference in someone's world today. And we walked off with the rest of our day knowing that we both could make a difference. And that doesn't happen in a lot of jobs, does it?
Thank you, Kim. I love that you mentioned the importance and the value of building relationships with those we work with and those we serve. That's definitely a highlight for many of us at PHS. Vince, could I ask you, what's the best thing that happened to you at work, either last week or ever?
Well, thank you. I would say that the best thing that happened to me was the time when Mark called me and said, "Hey, would you like to be part of the pastoral care of Milpan?" And of course, I said yes. And he said, because I've been working at Milpan, I've been working with other Press Homes communities as well in the engineering department. But the moment that Mark, who is the regional director, when he called me to be part of the pastoral care ministry of Milpan, I guess that's the best thing that happened to me at Press Homes. I also cherish those times where a resident would come and pray for me instead of me praying for them, and that happens a lot. So yeah, so it's if I chose some best days, best times in my position as a campus ministers, those times when the residents are the ones praying for me instead of me praying for them.
That's beautiful. And I like how you mentioned that it gives you a lot of fulfillment to be living out a calling. So in your career growth, it's really, truly a calling for you and so many of us here at PHS. And so thank you to all of you for sharing your experience and showcasing how you feel fulfilled by serving at PHS to enrich the lives of older adults. Vince, while you're with us here, can you elaborate on why you choose to stay at PHS?
Yes, thanks. Well, I chose to stay at PHS because, as you have mentioned, this is where I rediscovered my calling. It is at PHS that I rediscovered my calling as a minister. I was ordained in 1994 and have been ministering to different churches since. So that when we moved to the US 16 years ago, I thought that was it for my ordained ministry. So not knowing what lies ahead of us in this country, I was ready to start and a new career and explore whatever is offered and available here. So I joined Press Homes, but then a parish ministry in the community opened up and I have to leave. But that was short-lived. There is something about Press Homes that keeps pulling me back. So while being a pastor of a church in the community, I joined the maintenance department of Milpan. And I chose to stay because the ministry that you do at Press Homes it's not just work. It is faith in action. I felt that as a member of the engineering department. I feel that as a campus pastor. And I feel that as a member of a great team that is dedicated to reflecting the love of God in whatever department they are in. So yeah, I chose to stay because Press Homes provided me with the opportunity to exercise my calling as an ordained minister. And for that, I'm so thankful.
Well, we are so thankful you are with us, Vince. Now, Avery, how would you answer? Why do you choose to stay?
Yeah. So for me, I choose to stay just because, we're in the business of serving others. And this kind of like on a personal note, I think that's like the most important thing for me to do. I want to be able to use the different things I've gathered through my experiences, my schooling, my family, stuff like that. And if I could use those things to project onto other people and to help them, that is, the exact work I want to be doing. And then we often refer to ourselves as a ministry. And that's because all of our staff, all of our employees, we're mission based. We all have a similar focus. And I think that's an amazing thing. It's not all about, just profit and things like that. It's really truly about helping people. And you're not just helping the resident or the client, you're also helping their family, because you're providing them with, if you help someone, you're helping that family member take some stress off their day. So people are trusting us, and that's another amazing thing. And then two, just the nature of our work, it can never end. There's always going to be people out there that need help, need support, need somewhere to live, need a meal. So I think that the nature of the work is just incredible. And then I don't see an end in sight. So as long as PHS is going, we keep improving our systems, we keep getting better at what we do. So every single day, we're just helping more people in an improved way. And I don't see that ending. And it's something I want to be a part of. So.
Well, we sure appreciate your heart and your vision, Avery. Kim, why do you choose to stay?
Well, I agree with Avery so much on what you shared, Avery, that it's really not the job. It's really about the people. And that's unique. And as a housing counselor, I'm on the phone and I'm meeting new people every single day. And my job really is to ask questions and provide solutions. And, everyone has a story to tell, and I need to help them to feel comfortable enough to share that. So we can find the right home for them. It can be very emotional. It can be difficult when families disagree. And I need to listen and hear each side and help them come together, using just the experience that I had with my mother really brings that to life. I feel that having been through it, I understand what they're going through. And so together I can listen and ask the right questions to move forward. But again, it's focusing on being honest and letting them know that I'm here to help them. And whether they choose Maranatha or another community, that's my job. And I think that's the PHS way. We're going to help people no matter where they choose to have their family member stay. So, I stay here because of our personal values, similar to what Vince and Avery had shared. And our mission really assures that. Our mission is to honor God by enriching the lives and touching the hearts of older adults. And we wear that on our name badge every day. It's right there. And so we're always reminded why we're here. And in reality, our residents touch my heart, and that makes it easier on Sunday night when you're getting ready for that Monday morning commute. You have a good reason to wake up in the morning, and I really appreciate having that for my job and my career and the way I choose to spend the majority of my day.
Well, thank you, Kim, and thank you for your gift of empathy with our residents and what they go through. And also for I hear in all your answers, you're in our heartbeat of our mission of enriching lives of older adults. And thank you for coming every day to serve with us at PHS. And we're always looking for great new teammates to join us and to experience this meaningful work and the fun community. So I'd like to ask Vince, what advice do you have for anyone who might be interested in a career at PHS?
Yeah, well, if you are looking for a workplace where employees are valued and empowered to make a difference, then PHS is the place. This is an organization that you want to be part of if you are looking for an opportunity to really make a difference in the lives of people entrusted to your care. This is an organization that supports your growth, not only in your career, but also as an individual. In my 9 years with Press Homes, I have seen several employees who have found their calling within the organization. They join the team and then navigate their way where they can maximize their abilities and skills. I know because I am one of them. And again, Press Homes provides us the opportunity and empowerment to build our career and at the same time grow as a person. There are also those who are studying while working and are given the opportunity to exercise their new vocation after graduating. So yes, here at Press Homes, we are valued. We work as a team. We thrive and we grow. And all this while we are making a difference in the community. And as Kim mentioned, by honoring God by enriching the lives and touching the hearts of older adults.
Thank you, Vince. And I really appreciate your perspective, having served for many years with Presbyterian Homes. Avery, what advice might you have to share?
Yeah, so this advice, just reach out. Go on our website, I think presshomes.org. The careers tab on the website will kind of tell you what we have to offer. You could always, go on maybe LinkedIn and reach out to a recruiter, and maybe even just simply calling the front desk at the site in your area and asking them about open positions, and the person working the desk would be able to direct you to someone that can talk to you about it. But I guess my main advice would just be to go for it. Message that person on the internet, reach out to that recruiter, apply for that job. Even if the job isn't maybe going to work out for you, PHS is happy to try to find something that will work for you, and they're flexible, and we'll figure out the best position for you. So number one advice would just be to go for it. You're going to be welcomed with open arms, and I don't think you'll regret your decision to start a career with PHS either.
Thank you. That's such encouraging advice. I appreciate the practical tips as well. And Kim, what advice do you have to share?
Yeah, I would say, most of us, when we're looking for a new position or a new company or a new adventure in life, we pull out that old resume and we look at it. Oh, here's my skills, here's my talent, here's what I do. But I encourage everyone to really take a look at it and say, what did I like to do? What am I good at? Not just what I've been doing. Otherwise we get stuck in that same old rut. So I just encourage everyone just to really take some time and figure that out. It's okay. What's going to put a smile on your face? Okay, every day is not perfect with Presbyterian Homes. It's not with any job. There's hard days, there's good days. But what's going to make you happy overall? Take a minute and figure that out. It's beyond the paycheck. It's beyond that. What are your goals? What would you like to be paid to do that you like to do? It really can be done. It can be done. I think this panel shows that. So I encourage that. Find your dreams. Presbyterian Homes is incredible for people who want to continue their education. They have scholarship opportunities, and I'm sure the leaders here will expand on some of those opportunities. But there are wonderful opportunities for growth within PHS's organization. One little nugget that I would leave with everyone is that PHS job titles can be a little bit confusing. For example, I've been in marketing and advertising. Yep, there's a high category of that, but my title is housing counselor. I would never have figured out that was a marketing job. So it's worth it to read through those titles and see that description, and it will help you to understand a little further that, oh gosh, okay, this really has my skill set. So there might be something that has a unique title, but it might be exactly what you're looking for. So I would encourage that.
Well, thank you, Kim, and thank you all for your thoughtful advice. I took some nuggets of gold for myself as I continue to build my career here, and I'm confident the audience has as well. And I really love how passionate our panel has been. We've had an amazing discussion on what it's like to find fulfillment working at PHS. It is now time to take some questions from the audience. So Jenny, what's our first question, please?
Hey, Johanna, we have a couple questions. The first one is, what kind of job flexibility does PHS offer? What have you experienced? Who wants to answer that? Avery, would you like to start?
Sure. Yep, I can take that one. So I think flexibility might depend a little bit on your role specifically. Like for me, I have a lot of flexibility just like in the nature of my work. And I think that's just because of, kind of the structure of Optage meals and kind of what my role does. I'm really able to kind of take a lot of things myself and kind of create the work for me, and figure out what works, what doesn't work. So that's just a ton of flexibility right there in the work itself. A lot of trust in that too. And then beyond just like a specific role, I think since we are, a faith-based organization, we're pretty family oriented. So your coworkers kind of become like a family. So you are encouraged to, take that PTO, take those few days off if you're feeling tired, if you have family stuff going on. I don't think you're ever going to be discouraged for taking time off that you need, because we understand that, things happen outside of work and we all want to be the best version of ourselves. And sometimes that means taking a day off. So you're not going to be discouraged there. And then just the flexibility of PHS will help you find like a role that works for you. If you're tired doing something, you're really thinking that you want to maybe switch things up, PHS is flexible. And, in my case, they literally made a new job for me, which I can't say that would happen for everybody, but there is definitely a role inside of this company that is perfect for you if you just kind of put in the effort to figure that out with your leadership.
Kim or Vince, you have anything you want to add?
Yeah. When my wife and I were both employees of Press Homes, they allowed us to have flexible times so that we are not working at the same time. That enabled us to take turns taking care of the children, bringing them to and picking them up from school. And I see that flexibility a lot, especially in new families from the Philippines, where both parents are employees. I also mentioned earlier that I am serving a small church here in Ankeny as well. And my schedule at Mill Pond allows me to exercise my ministry to that church without sacrificing my ministry as campus pastor. So I'm so thankful for that kind of flexibility that PHS is offering for me to be able to fulfill both ministries.
Kim, how about you?
I mean, I think everyone really hit the target. The one thing I've noticed, I've only been here 2 years, but there's growth. And growth is really important when you're starting your career. Press Homes has a wide range of age of people that work for the organization, and there's opportunities for everyone. When you find your passion and what it is you want to do, there's always someone that you can go talk with about, okay, where can I go from here? And like we do with residents who are here, they are priority when their needs change and they move from independent living to assisted living. They are priority. And so it is with our employees. As you grow your experience and you want to move up to be a campus administrator, someone's going to help you. They're going to help you, mentor you so you can move into that position. So I think it's a wonderful place for people who are coming right out of college that want to grow into many opportunities and know that they have a future. And for people who might be looking for a second career in the next chapter of their life and always wanted to try something else, it's a great organization and it's open to all that flexibility.
Awesome answers. All right, you guys, this is putting you on the spot. If you could describe your job and life at PHS in 3 words. You get 3 words. What would those 3 words be? Let's go with
Yeah.
Avery. Avery, you're gonna
Sure.
go first.
So first word, I'll say fun. Second word, I'll say like focused. That makes sense. Just like, you know, our mission is clear, so we're like it's a focused type of job. And then I'll say like blessed. I just feel extremely lucky to be in the position I'm in and being able to do the things I do. So.
Oh, Jenny, you're on mute, but I'll go ahead. Can I just take Avery's answers? I would say meaningful and unique and this is 3 words in itself, new every day. I cheated, sorry.
Thanks, Kim. How about you, Vince?
Well, Avery's and Kim's answers. Yeah, it's fun. It's face-based and it's very educational. I mean, you grow as you work. So
Fabulous. Well, Johanna, I think that's it for the questions. I'm turning it back to you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the fantastic answers. And thank you all for interacting with us and spending time with us this morning. If you haven't had a chance to explore our Presbyterian Homes and Services career site, you can find us at preshomes.org/careers. And if you're interested in learning more about the PHS culture and community, there are many more inspiring stories, just like the ones you've heard today, where employees showcase their commitment to creating smiles in the eyes of those we serve. As mentioned, we have a number of openings across our communities, so be sure to follow our community Facebook pages as well as PHS LinkedIn. And as a reminder, in the next few days, you'll receive a follow-up email with a link to the event recording so you can rewatch. I had a great time today with everybody. I hope you feel the same and learn so much more about PHS and why our employees choose meaningful work with us, touching the lives of older adults. I'll leave you now with a recent photo of one of our inspiring teams at PHS. This one comes from Lake Minnetonka Shores in Spring Park, Minnesota. So just imagine joining us. Thank you for attending.